Okay, I think we can start now. We've been we've been patient enough with people, so we can definitely start now. Um, I hope you can see my screen. If you can, just give me a thumbs up. Um, if you can also hear me, just say something in the chat so I know you can hear me. Uh, Today we will just be introducing you to the course you have paid for, and I'll be starting by telling you about the company, about what we do, and about the tools that you'll be using for your learning. Wait, can anybody hear me? I just kept talking without even checking. Let me see.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. So I'll just be showing you the tools that you need for the training, and then I will hand you over to your tutor, Chinaza. She's already on the call. And then she will take it from there to tell you about the course, and you can ask questions that you might have. And yeah, that will be the end of the call. And then your next class will be tomorrow. You already have all the details of your course, including the times and the dates for your classes. So you will be receiving them on the elements as we begin tomorrow. All right, so let me start by telling you about Zuri. Probably about myself first. My name is Sheyi. I am the founder of Zuri. Zuri was founded with the purpose of helping people to get into tech by making it accessible. And accessibility in this case means that it is affordable, it is 100% remote, and there is no barrier of entrance exams, which means anybody who is interested can actually pay for it and just try it out. One of our main purpose is to allow people to try things out before they make a decision if that's what they want to do. And that's why most of our courses are introductory courses and beginner courses, allowing people to try things out before they dive into university phase or going into a more expensive boot camp. Okay, so we are sort of like a platform that allows you to test the waters and try things out. You can buy as many courses as you want just to try your hands on different things and see if it's something you are interested in going deeper or making it a career for yourself. So that was who we are. That's what we do. All of our courses are sold through products.zuri.in, which is what I'm showing on my screen right now. So if you go under courses, you can see, hopefully it loads fast. Okay, so you can see all the list of courses. It's really simple, straightforward. Just click on any of them. You can change currency if you want. Depending on your location, it's going to also select currency for you. Um, you can just select and read the details of the course, which is probably how you also got here. You bought a course to get here, right? So that's the platform that all of our courses are sold. You have been invited to Slack and also been invited to our learning management system. The point of inviting you to Slack is so that you can sort of have access to others that are learning in that are also taking the same course, giving you some sort of push. They can help people, they can help you. People can ask questions in general channels and so on and so forth. Slack also allows us to get your inquiries a bit faster. Instead of going through the emails or sending a Twitter message, you can also reach out to any of the coordinators on Slack. I will be mentioning them as we continue with this call. So let's go to Slack so I can just show you the channels that are available in Slack. Okay, so this is Slack. You have a channel dedicated to your course, which is this channel here. I will recommend that anything you want to say specifically about your course should be in this channel, so it's easier for us and your tutors to find it. We have other channels. Some of them are open, some of them are closed. Your own channel is closed because this is specifically for your course. So any other person that will be joining your course in the future will not be added to this channel because there'll be a different channel for their own course. So this channel will be where you can form your own friendship in your course and interact with the tutor and interact with the coordinators. We currently have 3 coordinators that you can reach out to for help. We have Chinaza, who is here. She's also in the channel. We have Jennifer and Grace. So you can reach out to any of them if you have questions about your course, about your class, or any other questions you have. It's probably easier to reach them than to try and reach me. But if worst case scenario, you can also reach out to me or to Chinaza about any questions you might have. If you have questions about the content of your classes, So you have a question about something that was discussed in class, you reach out to Chinaza, not to any of us, because you don't really know anything about what you're learning. Okay, so that's Slack. On Slack, the last thing I'll probably mention on Slack is about the general channel. So on general channel, we post announcement that likely applies to everyone. So I recommend that you don't leave general channel and you also don't leave your own course channel, but you can decide not to join any other channel. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so those are the channels that we have on Slack. The next tool that we will be using for your training would be Zoom. Okay, all of the classes would be on Zoom. The classes would also be recorded and made available on YouTube. Now, it will be on YouTube, but it will only be by invite only. So publicly, it will not be available to anybody. But once we upload it, we are going to send you an email that says that the video of your blah blah class is now available on YouTube. And you can watch it, you can download it, whatever you want to do will be fine with us, as long as you don't redistribute it. Okay. All right. So the next tool that we're talking about would be the learning management system, which is the LMS. And I'm going pretty fast. So if you have any questions, you can stop me. My section is supposed to be like 30 minutes, so that, sorry, 15 minutes, so that Chinaza can come up. Right. So anyway, when you log in to the LMS, so you've gotten the invite to the LMS by now. If you have not gotten it, you can reach out to any of the coordinators I mentioned, or just send me a message on Slack. It's probably easier to reach out to coordinators or to me by channel messages, because if you notice, many of us get a lot of messages every day, and it's very difficult to really respond to everybody. But if you mention it in the channel, because our priority is to go through the channels first, we will likely answer in the channel before we have to get to direct messages. So please reach out through the channels before you send a direct message. Okay, right. So if you've not received the LMS invite or any other thing invite that we have been sending, just reach out to us and we'll find a way to solve it. But once you accept the invite, you should have access to your dashboard, which will look like this. This is my own test account, but you should definitely have access to a page that looks exactly like this. This talks about points. Point is, if I don't think your course has any assignments except for your final project, but for some courses, they do get assignments and they have to submit the assignment and pass the assignment. That's when the points will be relevant. But points just sort of tells you where you are in the training. At the moment, I only have 0/3 points because I have not submitted any assignment, but I'll be showing you how to do that shortly. You should have two courses. At Zuri, we have what we call the setup course and then your specific course. The setup course is the course that relates to getting ready for your specific course. So like helping you to set up your LMS, helping you to accept the invite, helping you to understand how to use the LMS, and all of that details are in the setup course. The specific course you're taking will be the second course that you have on your dashboard. Okay. Then you have what you call tracks. For those who understand higher institution lingo, a track could be like a department. In a department, you can have multiple courses, multiple specializations. So a track is like a department. For you, your department would be, or your track is project or product management track. You will see we have a lot more tracks in there, but you would only be enrolled for the one that relates to you. Okay. So you should have two courses and two tracks minimum. You can ignore this. I have 11 posts because I'm doing a lot more courses than you see right now. But you should have maybe about 3 or 4 posts. On that post, so what we put on post is like a notice board. After a class is done, we upload it on YouTube and make the slides available to you in the post section. So maybe Chinaza finishes a class, we do some editing on the video, we upload on YouTube, and then we upload the slides on post. So after your class, you should be checking the post regularly. And under the post right now, we currently have a couple of resources that you want to check out, which we have also actually sent by email. So it's okay if you want to ignore them. Okay. Right. So the next thing we have is current stage. You can absolutely ignore stages for now because we use stages for much longer courses that require progressing from one stage to the next. So you are not going to be using stages. Everybody's going to be at stage 0 for this particular course. Lectures would help you to identify the classes that are going to be happening soon. For example, this is the class that we are currently having right now. And you can see the details there. You can also add them to your calendar by clicking on any of these icons. So if you want to add it to your Google Calendar, you can just click here and it will add the thing to your Google Calendar. This particular browser is not connected to any of my accounts, so it will not work. All right. So if you are going to be using this, please make sure you check the date and the time, because sometimes time zones used to change some settings in some calendars. So you need to check that the time and the date is correct based on your time zone. Okay, you can view the details of a class by clicking on the title, and you can say, okay, I'll be attending this particular class. So this attendance doesn't really matter to us because all of our classes are recorded, but it's very important in terms of statistics so that we know what time is best for classes. Okay, I noticed that some of your classes have been scheduled for afternoon. If you mark attendance and say, okay, I'll be attending at this time, and a large number of people also say they'll be attending at that particular time, it will help us to know that it's the best time to have classes. But if a large number of people cannot attend at that time, then it will help us to also know that we need to make adjustments in the times that we have set the classes. So, if you can, as much as possible, as we publish your classes, you need to go into your LMS and tell us if it's a good time or not by saying, yes, I'll be attending. Okay. Now, regarding lectures, the links would always be available on the LMS under the lectures page, but you will not see them until it is time for the lecture. I know it's a very strange thing, but that's how we've done it so that you can always log in to get a link. So when it is time for your lecture, you go there and you will see this, and then you can click on the link to join the lecture. Okay, so basically that's the walkthrough of the things that you will be using on the LMS. There are a couple of other links that are there, you can play around with them, but it's not very important for your own course right now. So I'll focus on the things that are important to you. Right, let me go to the last thing I'll be talking about before I hand over to Chinaza. You will see a list of assignments here. On the LMS, we have two types of assignment. We have the what we call, what's the word? Cumulative assignment and the non-cumulative assignment. A cumulative assignment is an assignment that is relevant to your final certificate. So those are required assignments, things that you have to do to complete your training. And those are the only assignments that show up under your points. And then we have the non-cumulative assignments, which are just things that we believe you should do, but it's not very necessary, it's not very important, and definitely not required. Okay, so we do have a couple of assignments here to help you get set up with how to use the elements. And I will highly recommend that you go through them from bottom to top. So scroll all the way down to the end of the list and open the first one. And the first one is just asking if you've been able to log in. If the answer is yes, you type yes and just submit that particular assignment. By doing this, going from one assignment to the next, you would be learning how to use the LMS in case you'll be doing your project on the LMS. This particular assignment is saying I should change my username. To change my username, let me just quickly show you that right now. I will just mouse over my profile name, my profile picture, and go to update student profile. And here I can make some changes to my profile. I can also make changes to my profile by going to view profile and go to edit profile. So from here, I can change my username. I can change my gender if I want. I can change about me if I want. I can change my profile picture if I want. So those are things you can do on this part of the LMS. The last thing I'll probably mention about the LMS is that sometimes for much longer trainings, we do give them the options to decide to leave the training without completing it. Some people get, they feel like that's important to them. But I should probably warn you, if you click on leave program button, it means you cannot take any of our courses that uses this same LMS for the rest of the year. Okay, so I would highly recommend, even if you don't wish to continue the training, don't use the leave program button, just log out and that will be fine. Because if you use the leave program button, you lose your access to the LMS and all the content that you are supposed to continuously have access to, you will not have access to it. And that, obviously means that if you don't leave the program, if you don't use the leave the program button, you would always have access to the LMS for as long as you want, even after your training. So all the training content, all the assignments, all the material, and everything that you have during the training will always be available to you post-training. Okay. So basically, that's the run through, and I hope I didn't rush too much, and hopefully I covered everything that you need. But again, I'll just do a little bit of recap. The tools that we use, I've mentioned them. We'll be using Zoom, we'll be using the LMS, and we'll be using Slack. Please note that all of our communication will come through us um, on Slack, to your email, or on the LMS. For those that bought our courses, we hardly send you communication on Twitter. We mostly focus on reaching out to you personally. One last thing I should mention is we are also very careful when it comes to interacting with people in the community. We are not saying people are bad. We're just saying be careful not to give out your information to people without knowing them personally. Sometimes people join our courses just because they want to make some kind of connection or sell something to them or just dupe them in different ways. So I highly recommend that you're careful how you interact with people and don't give out your personal details like your phone number or your address to people without knowing them personally. And I would encourage you to interact with people that are learning the same course as you so that you can grow together and then you can form a bond, eventually maybe recommending jobs for each other in future. Final thing, I know I've been saying final thing for like 10 years. The final thing I would say right now is about your post-training opportunity. At Zuri, we have a continuous training we call, well, continuous development training, which is for all of our courses. Anyone that takes our course is eligible to enroll for CDT. CDT means that you would be treated as an employee of Zuri, and which means you will have an advantage, like a job experience in that particular course that you can add to your CV. The details will be provided to you after you've done your project management training, but we also have a selection process for that particular one because you will be working with us as an employee. So it's very important that we, select only those that will represent us properly out there, and only those who have actually completed and passed their course, not just anybody that joins the training can, enroll for CDT. Okay. I'm glad I have one question. Ibukun, please go on with your question. Mhm.
So yeah, my question is I've been sent an invite, but the invite is still directed to my previous dashboard.
Okay, yeah,
Do
that's
you
a good point. Yeah, I do understand you. So that means you've bought one of our courses sometime in the year, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I'm going to mute you now because I need to attend to the baby. Okay, good. So if you've bought any of our courses in the year, that's absolutely fine. It means you don't need a new invite. We just need to add the new course to your name and everything should be fine. So if you're in that shoe at the same as Ibukun, send us a message on Slack and we'll add project management to your profile and you'll be good to go. And that's all that we need to do right now regarding that. So if you bought any of our courses anytime in this year, you don't need to get a new invite. You just need to send us a message and we'll add the project management course to your name. Okay, I think that's all I have for you for now. I would like to introduce to you your tutor, your teacher, and hopefully your mentor for the duration of your course. Chinaza has a lot of experience working as a project manager, and I've known her for a long time. We've been working together in different angles, and I'm certain that the experience she's going to be bringing to this course will be very useful to you, and you would see it as way more than what you're paying. Okay, so I would ask that you put the whole of your attention to this training, take as much note as possible, and leverage on the opportunity that you have in this training. Okay, Shinaza, please take the floor.
All right, thank you so much, Shay. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is doing good. So let's make it a bit interactive. So I'll introduce myself and then everyone take turns to introduce themselves. You can either unmute or type in chat in case we are currently busy or your background is noisy. So my name is Naza. My full name is Chinaza. So I'm currently a project manager. That's my career, right? And well, basically that's me in a nutshell. So we can take turns in, saying who we are, your name, what you're currently doing, if you're transitioning into project product management, or if you're already in that space. Just quick interaction. So who wants to go first?
Okay, it wouldn't be bad to go first. Good afternoon, everybody.
All right, good afternoon.
Okay, so my name is Irioma Kachidima. I am currently diving into project management, and it's practically what I intend to do in the professional space. And I'm happy to be here with everybody. Thank you.
All right, nice. Thank you. Also I saw Peace's message on chat. So hi Peace, welcome. Welcome Chidima to who wants to go next? Should I call names? Akinola, Lawal, Amira, Ibukun, Faith, Marvelous, Gift, Jennifer, Kachi, Princess. Right, so you can just introduce yourself in the chat. So we just go forward. So I'll be sharing my screen currently in a few seconds. Please also stop me at any point in time if you need to ask any question or something is not clear. Like I'll be glad to stop and answer. So let me just pull up my screen real quick. Okay, so okay, someone has Chidima, you have your hand raised.
Yes, I do.
Okay, go on.
Sorry, just so that I'm carried along. I was having a little glitch, so I had to change my location.
Oh, okay.
Um, I've not been able to register into the Zuri board class as I
Oh,
saw explained previously. I didn't meet the initial phase of the explanation, so I don't know if I could be helped in that angle.
oh, okay, that's fine. If you could just drop a message on the channel, and then one of the coordinators would help you out with the invite or getting you settled on the Zuri board.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem. All right, so this is this session is just an introduction to the course, right? Helping you to find your foot in the course and in the career path. So there are different angles to this program, right? But we're trying to join them together because number one, either your location or number two, because you just want to learn both of them together. So there is project management and then there's product management, right? But we're doing the two. And the reason being that if you're in Nigeria currently, right, most people hire one person to do the two roles, probably because of budget, probably because they can they don't really need two people because it's a small product they're managing. So we want to be able to have both of them. And technical, because we want you not just to be a project product management manager, but also to be a technical one. So basically, you can interact with the people in tech, like developers, designers, the engineers, and the likes, right? So this is project product management in tech because you can be a project manager in another field like consulting. You can be a project manager in finance. You can be, even in the hospital, you can have a project manager there because basically they manage projects and they're almost every industry has projects and it needs someone to manage them. So going to the next one. So basically, welcome introduction. So this course is basically designed to help you with practical skills in managing technical projects and products. Covers key areas like project management tools, APIs, and technical documentation, helping you to navigate projects from start to finish. So this is me. My name is Obieko Chinaza. Basically, we turn vision into action, solving problems before they arise. So we turn vision into action is mostly for the product managers, And solving problems before they arise is mostly for the project managers. But they, as I said before, they can interchange, you can be both, you can be one. For example, in my day-to-day, I do more of project management, right? And once in a while, maybe when I'm called upon, I do product management. Because currently in my company, the roles are separated. So I don't need to do both of them. But growing up, when I started my career, I had to do both because it was a startup company, the company was small, and they couldn't afford to have two managers managing a small project. Okay, so what would you learn in this course? So basically, you'll be learning the essentials of managing technical projects and products. We'll cover how to plan and schedule projects, understanding the roles of project and product managers, how to use tools like Jira, Git, Postman. Don't need to be alarmed because we're still going to go in depth about all these things. It's just an overview, introduction, foundation for this. Also, you get to understand Agile and Scrum method to keep your projects on track. And then by the end of this course or session or program, you have skills to handle projects from start to finish and work with your team. Right. So a key takeaways for this course would be master project and product management fundamentals, getting hands-on with essential tools, applying agile and scrum methodologies, and developing effective communication skills. So if you have seen the email that went out, I think yesterday, or maybe you got it today, you'd have seen the course outline, you have seen the schedule, what we're going to do per week. So you'd have seen like we have weekly live calls, and you see we have recorded calls, and you see we have projects that you're also going to do in this course. So please take well to look at it so that you can also read ahead for the class and ask questions right while in class and just be interactive because it's going to be an interactive session. And this document I'm sharing will also be available to you. So you don't really need to take notes and all that stuff because I'm still going to share documents to you via the LMS. So LMS is Learning Management System, is also called the Zuri board. So whichever one you want to call it, it all means the same thing. So talking about our process again, so we have the weekly classes. After the weekly classes, you get the class slides and you also get the materials like Shay has mentioned earlier on. You also be able to get the YouTube link in case you are not in class or in case you just want to go back to listen to what was said. And then sometimes you have recorded content, so it might not be a live class like this where everyone is present. It might be that I recorded a call and I shared it to you so you can also watch and learn from it. Then get assignments and projects. So mini assignments and major projects. And the communication on Slack. So we all communicate on Slack. So if you have any questions, maybe you bought something from outside. So it might also be that maybe you have an interview and you just want everyone to contribute, or you have an assessment from somewhere, you want everyone to help you contribute. That's totally fine. We can communicate on Slack. You can reach out via the channel or via personal message. As Sherry has said, via the channel is usually faster to respond to than personal message. And also, your question might help the next person. So it'd be good to like ask the question publicly. If it's a private thing, then yes, that's fine to send via private message. But if it's something that can help the next person, please send it on the channel. And also, we're very small, so it can actually just be a very cozy group, right? And ask questions, drop feedback, all of us can all learn together. And then ongoing feedback. So we can get feedback from, the classes, assignments you have. We're all here to learn. So nothing like, oh, this is, very wrong, very bad. No. If we are taking the wrong approach, we find the right approach and stick with that. So basically, I'm going to go into the main course, right? Introduction to Project and Product Management. So what I'm going to do is explain the difference between these two so you can pick your strength, or you can do both of them, right? Or you can have an idea of both of them, basically. So not everybody like do project and product at the same time. People prefer to be project, people prefer to be product. For example, I prefer to be a project manager than being a product manager, right? And I'll tell you why along the line. So first of all, what is project management? Like, why are we even here? Why do we want to, go into project management? What's it about? So basically, it's the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to put project activities to meet project requirements. So let's give an example. Let's say a builder, right? Someone has asked a builder to build a house, a two-story building, right? He knows how to build the house. He knows that, oh, this is what he needs to get from the market. This is how he wants to build the house. But he can choose to build the house whenever he likes to build the house. So he can choose to come to work by like 10 a.m., right? And go out by 2 p.m., do one or two, blocks of stuff and go back home, right? But there's no manager that is there to manage him to say, okay, you know what, come here by 9 a.m., go back go back home by 5 p.m. Your work is 9 to 5. Your deliverables for today is you should have finished the kitchen, you should have finished the bathroom. There's no one to do that, right? So he can just go anyhow, do anyhow he wants to do because they'll still pay him regardless, right? So why do we do project management? Why should we even have a project manager? So basically, that person called a project manager is there to apply his or her knowledge, his or her skills, using tools to help move that project to completion. So you have the people resources, you have your tools and everything. Your goal is to meet the project requirements. For example, it should be blue in color, it should be black, and it should be completed by September 25th, 2024. So in project management, you're looking at scope, time, cost, and quality management. They're also responsible for project execution, timelines, and resources. As I said before, resources, the builder, for example, project execution, in that house needs to be built. Timelines, it needs to be built by 24th of September 2024. So I'm using like normal examples because most people might not be in tech. So I don't want to start speaking technical yet because we're still introduction. Then what is product management? So it's the process of guiding the development, launch, and continuous improvement of a product to meet customer needs and business goals. So basically, let's use the house again, the builder, right? Normally, the person that would be the product manager in this case will either be the owner of the building, so who is building it, or will be maybe one of the stakeholders, like maybe the investors or somebody, right? That has the vision of what the building should look like, or have the vision of the outcome of that house they want to build. So for example, they'll call the shots on, oh, it needs to be a 3-story building. It needs to look like Beyonce's house, He needs to have glass staircase and the likes, right? It needs to have ABC, right? So normally in that whole scenario, you probably say like the owner of the building who calls the shots would be the product manager, right? So basically they're all about the product vision, user needs, market fit. So what's the product about? What do they want to build? What do users want to see in the product? How would it relate in the market? So would it do bad? Would it go good? Is the market fit for this kind of product at the moment? Do we have the capacity as a country, for example, to use this product? Because you can bring a product that Nigerians cannot use. Maybe number one, it's heavily on light, electricity, and maybe we don't even have light, right? Or it's heavy on internet and we don't have internet. So you can find like those kind of products. It won't be the project manager that will start thinking and doing research on, is this product going to fly in Lagos? Is it going to fly in Abuja? Right? The product manager will be the one to start thinking about it. Start thinking, okay, what do the users need? Do the users need this house to be built in this manner in glass, or the user needs this house to be built in, when I say ceramic or something, whatever material that is. So they own the product vision, they do customer feedback and roadmap. So if you have a team where you have the product department and the project department, the hierarchy would be that the product manager has the vision, has the roadmap, translates it to the project manager. Like project manager gets the information from the product manager on what he or she needs to, do. So the product manager will say, okay, this mobile application, it needs to work like this. Project manager will say, okay, fine, that's good. What's your roadmap? When do you want this completed by? Then he will say, okay, the launch for the mobile app is January 2nd, 2025. Project manager will say, okay, no problem, that's fine. Project manager will take that whole information, get his resources or our resources. What do they need? Who do they need to complete this product? What do I need to roll out this product? Okay, I need a designer. I need someone that will code the front end or back end. I'll need, whatever the project manager will need. And then the goal of that project manager will be to say, okay, that mobile app must be launched on or before 2nd of January. Then the product manager role in that whole scenario would be to say, okay, you are going the wrong direction. I said it should be blue, but now you're giving me red. Or I said it should look this way, but now it's looking that way. That's the major difference. So one person can do this both of them, right? It's not like it has to be different people doing different things. But most companies divide the role because number one, you probably have a very big project or product, and one person can manage the two aspects. So I'll do a quick comparison, right? So for project manager, their focus is on delivery time and budget. So if you want to build a house, right, and the owner has given you $50,000 to build that house, your own is to manage that budget. You can't overspend it. You can't say, oh, you see, and we are above the budget, right? And if you also say the house has to be built by September, then it has to be built by September. The product manager role is to build the right product. So if the product manager and the team is falling short, the product manager should know that building is falling short. Why? Because they have the vision in their head. They know the outcome, right? That's the product manager role. So if I'm building a greenhouse instead of a red house, the product manager should let us know that how we're going is in the wrong direction, or where we're going is in the wrong direction. Then timeline for a project manager is fixed with a defined end. So let's say you want to build a house, right? When you have a milestone, a project normally has an end. So you say, okay, the project is to build this 2-story building, right? Don't paint it. That's your project. Once you are done, you are done. Then you go, maybe they employ another person to manage the painting of the house, right? Once you are done, you are done. But the product manager is ongoing, iterative. So you're not gonna stop being the owner of the product of the building, right? You're still gonna be the owner because you can have revamps, you can have iterations. A client might say, oh, this door is not working perfectly, you gotta have to change it, and all those kind of stuff. Responsibilities for project manager is execution and resource management. So execute the idea all of us have in our heads, manage the resources. Resources are basically people that are doing the work. And the product managers, they manage the vision, the roadmap and the features. So for example, if I say WhatsApp should have a singing feature, right? That's means we can say product manager. The project manager is not going to be the person that will say, oh, WhatsApp should have a singing feature. Let's start doing singing feature now. No. The product manager will come and say, okay, you know what? Let's prioritize the singing feature over this other feature. So product managers manage the roadmap, manage the vision. The vision can also change. Like they can come and say, oh, you know what? Let's not go in this direction. Let's go in that direction. That's product manager's role. Then tools. So project managers use things like Gantt charts and Jira. Product manager also use Jira because it's a management software, and they use roadmaps. Okay, so going to the next one. So I'm going to go more technical because this is now talking about tech as an industry, right? It's almost similar to what you see in other industries, but this is like a bit different in some ways, but you could also still, if you work in other industry, you also see like some similarities. So a software development life cycle basically starts from the planning. So every project that you're going to work on has to be a planning stage. For example, if you're going to have a birthday party for maybe someone's 50th, right? You're going to have to plan. What do I need? Who do I need to invite? Where's the location? All that is planning. Then you're going to have to analyze, okay, now that I've gotten, like, I know this is how it's going to be. Okay, I got to have to analyze it. Okay, as I'm doing the birthday party now, and I chose maybe December 25th or something. Is the weather fine? Is location gonna be okay? Is there anything I should put into consideration? Like, analyze the whole thing. You might not analyze a lot because I mean it's a birthday party, right? But you have to still put some thinking. Then design. So how is the venue gonna look like for the birthday party? Would I have balloons? What color of balloons? Would I be doing party packs? What's gonna be in a party pack? How is it gonna look like? Would I design a cake? Then implementation. Okay, I need to go and get an event planner. Or okay, I need to get a baker. Or I need to get a decorator. I need to get a lighting man or something. Testing and integration. Oh, okay, everything has been done. Let's test how it works. Okay, turn on the light. Will the light pop up? Will I see things falling down the ceiling or something? Okay, good. It looks nice. Maintenance. But for a birthday party, after you're done with the party, you're done, right? So you're gonna really maintain anything. So now let's take this thing into a technical space. So most times in tech, you're either building a product, right? Or you're managing a product. So I'll give you two scenarios. The first one, you're building a product. So let's assume you were employed as a project manager, right? Because someone has this idea of, let's say, building a mobile application that allows you to turn your image into a cartoon image, basically. Let's say your picture into a cartoon image, right? So that's the mobile application. So develop an app that takes your picture and turns it into a cartoon animated 3D image. Let's assume that's the app. So first one is planning, right? You have to plan. As a product manager, you have to understand the product vision. You have to sometimes even create the product vision, because most times the CEO will say that, okay, see me, I want to build an app. The app I want to build is turning picture into 3D animations or cartoon pictures. It's now going to be left for the product manager to go into the market and say, okay, what's in the market already? Analyze, think about the different things and put together a document that explains that product. Because the CEO would most likely not give you, or the owner will most likely not give you a document that has all these things. You have to create it, sit down with the owner and draft out all these things. Okay, to have this feature, that feature. Okay, they will sign up. Okay, they will log in, all those things, right? So you have to do the whole planning. You have to do the analysis. Okay, this thing that I'm talking about now, is it gonna fly? Is it gonna make money? Because sometimes owners and CEOs, they'll have different ideas in their head, but it's not going to fly. Like, you can spend the whole year building a product, right? But you will not make 1 naira, you won't make $1, you won't make anything. So it's the job of product manager to see the vision of that product and say, the way you're going, you're not gonna work. You're not gonna earn anything. So either we drop the product, or we change the direction of the product, or we change the vision and all that stuff. Analyze, check the market. If I roll out these products, will it fit the market? So, for example, now is Nigerian problem that I want to change my face or my picture to cartoon? Is that Nigerian's problem? That's not Nigerian's problem. So, should I go ahead and build that app? No, right? So, if I have an app that okay makes sense, right? I want to go into design. So basically, how would the app look like? So take for example all your social media apps, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Someone sat down and designed how that app should look like. Someone sat down and designed how that website should look like. Someone sat down and designed the architecture of how this product should look like. That's the design. So you don't just start, working on a product without design. How does it look like? You don't even know, right? Is it gonna be a red logo? Is it gonna be a red product? You don't know, right? So you have to sit down and do the design. Then when you don't have the design, let's say you want to, do the app that does picture to 3D animation or whatever. You have to design how it should look like. How, if I open the app, what would I see? Do I need to sign up? If I want to sign up, what would I see? If I want to log in, what would I see? If I want to go to my dashboard, what would I see? Basically the design. And then you implement. So implementation is basically bringing that design to life, because what's on your phone is not just design, right? Someone took that design and went ahead to code it to say, okay, this is how it should look like, right? Okay, I'll start writing the codes for it, and then brought it to life. Brought it to life in the sense that you can now use it, right? You can see it, you can touch your phone, open the app and use it. Or you can go to www. Let's say www.cartoon.com, for example, and see something come out because someone has gone ahead to implement that design, right? Basically, that's implementation stage. And then testing and integration. So you want to test, can I sign up? Can I sign in? If I sign in, do I see my profile? If I upload my picture, do I get a 3D animation or a cartoon image? If I do this, will I get that? Basically that. And then maintenance. So basically, things break. So you can see sometimes that WhatsApp can be down, right? Although sometimes you see something like, oh, this app is under maintenance, come back in 24 hours. You're going to have to maintain it because things can go wrong. Things can get depreciated. Like they can stop being like, for example, in tech, you can have like a package, right? This is more technical, but anyway, you can have a package that is currently version 3.5, right? When you launched your app, but now they have moved to 3.7, right? So what do? You have to go back and update that package, because if you don't update the package, you might be missing out on the new things that has popped up, right? It's just the same way you have Apple Store, Google Play Store, and they say update your app so that you can have the latest, right? So you have to maintain it. If you don't maintain it, you might be lagging behind. So I'm going to explain the project and product manager's role in each of these phases. So you have the planning phase. So a product manager would define requirements. Basically, the app is supposed to do what? Okay, change my face, my picture to 3D, right? What are the requirements? Okay, if I open the app and I sign up and I sign in, I should be able to see an upload button, upload my picture from my gallery, do the magic, and I get a 3D cartoon, whatever image, right? Then the project manager plans the timelines. Okay, this is your app, Abby. That's your product app. Okay, that's your idea. Fine. When should this thing be launched? Okay, should be launched by the January, right? So what I'll just a project manager will be, okay, who do I need, right? Oh, I need 3 people. When do I need them by? I need them by this Saturday. So you put in dates and timelines to it, because first of all, you have to get people that will actually do the work, design it, code it, and the likes. You have to also put them in milestones, right? So you're saying, okay, the design will take from now to let's say 3 weeks time. Let's say next month. Let's say design will take from now to 11th of October, right? And then the coding will take from 11th of October to 11th of December. And December will now be from 11th of December to 11th of January. I am doing testing. Basically, you have to put in the deadline the product manager has given you into play before you start putting all these deadlines for the other individual things. Because you can't just wake up and say, okay, the app will be ready by 11th of January. Okay. But you have other milestones, individual milestones you need to accomplish to get to that 11th of September, also of January rather. So that's planning. The design, product manager ensures design meets user needs. So I can tell the designer and say, the goal is to create an app, right? That when I upload my picture, I get a 3D animation or a 3D cartoon character or whatever, right? The product manager role is to make sure that the designer is designing what the vision of that product is. Because I tell someone that thing, and the person goes to do another thing. So it's your role to say, that's not my product. My product is, that's not how it's supposed to look like. Because the designer can misunderstand what you have said. But because you as a product manager has the product in mind, you have the product, you own the product. You can tell them and say, okay, no, this thing you have done right now, that's not what I have in mind. Sorry. It needs to be this way, it needs to be that way, it needs to be this way. Right. And the product manager tracks the progress. So if you have told the company that, okay, the design will be ready by 11th of October, you are tracking and saying, okay, what have we done today? What have we done? What have we done? What are we going to do tomorrow? What are we going to do next tomorrow? Basically, that kind of thing. So yeah, we are tracking the progress. If you said, okay, I'm going to finish the login screen today, have I finished it? What's the update? Development. So product manager ensures on-time execution. Product manager clarifies features. So, for example, the project manager ask my product manager that this feature, do we still need it? Is it important? Should we change it? What does this feature actually do? Explain the feature to me. Do you understand? Then testing and deployment. So both of them will ensure product readiness and smooth release. So finally, last so I've used the case study to even explain the other slides. So a company wants to build a new mobile app for a streaming service. The product manager and product manager will work together with a cross-functional team to ensure the app is developed on time and meets user needs. So we're gonna have to discuss this. I've said this in so many ways, but this is not a different company wanting to build a different kind of mobile app. So who can tell me, who wants to volunteer to tell me the role as a product manager, and then another person tells me the role as a project manager. Yes, thank you. Perfect. Like we totally understand. Right. So like that's currently the end of today's session. So next session will be tomorrow.